Greetings and Happy New Year, and welcome into this year of 2017. It's Mikal here, and this is the first video newsletter of this year. If you watched my last one, if not, I'll put a link in so you can watch it because it kind of links into what I want to talk about today. And that was looking at the big picture. So I showed you in the last video my big picture for 2016 and how it helped me throughout the year to have the focus on that. So today I want to show you my big picture for 2017, not because I want you to know what my big picture is, but because I believe that there's something in this picture that could be of value to you, both in your process of creating your own big picture, but also in sense of what it is that I will be focusing on this year and how that might be of value to you. So why do we do these big pictures? We do it because the picture, in the creation of the picture, the visual of that gets embedded into the mind. And then that picture is very, very easy for the mind to carry rather than a lot of words and goals and so on. It's more like creating a vision. And then that vision sits there at an unconscious level most of the time, and some of the time at a conscious level. But at the unconscious level, it keeps doing its work of attracting that which is in the picture. So again, I don't want to go into detail with my picture here, with all the aspects of it. So I just want this just very quick sort of showing. So here is the whole picture, and the word up the top around the year 2017 is the term the short path. And I talked quite a bit about that last year. I learned that term from Paul Brunton, and I really like that term. So for me, this year is very much a focus around practicing more of the short path short path practices. It's very much, I guess you could see the word depth, which was in a key in my big picture last year. It is still there because I really want to keep working with that and holding on to that. And the heart in the center you could see is also there from last year, but in a quite different way this time. So the key word in a way for me this year is energy. It's about working with energy, and of course what I mean by energy there, it's life energy. And I don't want this video to be too long, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus in on this picture in the middle, because that is the picture that is embedded in my mind at the moment. And there's a lot of meaning to that for me. And I want to share some of that with you. And again, I don't want these videos to be too long. So what I think I will do is I will take each of these and go into them with some great detail over the coming weeks. But today, just give you the overall big picture. So what we have here is mind, heart, and sex. And again, here I'm not talking about the brain itself or the heart itself or sex itself. I'm talking about the energy of those aspects of our being. So what is mind about? Mind is about consciousness. It's about being conscious beings. And I've worked with consciousness for decades. And for me, this year is about taking it to another level really consciously and really working with that. So for me, it's about the energy of consciousness. So rather than being conscious and working with consciousness, this year for me is about working with and playing with, exploring into the energy itself of consciousness, which is a very masculine thing to do. And mind and masculine, it's very much part of the masculine essence. But we need balance. So the balance comes into the feminine aspect here, which is the aspect of the heart. And again, the heart here for me is the energy of the heart. It's not the physical heart. And another word for this is soul, or the core essence of our beings. That is what the heart represents. So it's the energy of the essence of what this life, this being in this world is. And for me, the center of that and the connecting point for that is through the heart, is through the soul of this being. And these two needs to be connected, and that's that flow of energy that comes around there and then spreads up and then later on spreads down. So that's a heart, that's a soul. The feminine, the masculine. The last one, sex. And again here, I'm not talking about the activity of sex. I'm talking about the energy of sex. Sexual energy is extremely powerful. And what most of us human beings in the world today do with that is that we have the buildup of sexual energy, and then we have a release of the sexual energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, there is another way of doing that. Again, I will come into more detail with that in coming videos, because that's it's a big subject, and it's a very powerful subject. So for me here, I'm talking about the very energy. So sexual energy is just a form of life energy. It's a very powerful energy that is available to all of us to use as energy if we choose to do that, if we choose to work with that and come to a level of a mastery of that energy. It is very, very powerful. And then, of course, that energy again circulates then through this, and we can see the figure 8 of energy flowing here, creating the depth, connecting through the energy to the earth, you could say, connecting here through the energy and into the spiritual aspects of our being. So I'll leave it at that for now. And there's been a number of people who have sent me through, from the last video, have sent me through their big picture. Just take a snapshot with your phone, scan it in, and email it through. And it's been fantastic to see that some of you have really taken this on and work with this. So feel free to share those with me if you want to, or if you have any questions to how to go about creating your big picture for 2017. I'm here to help, happy to help.